Hello, welcome back to my channel. I'm a spirit channeler and oracle card reader who channels both light and shadow energies in my readings, which means if you're easily triggered, please find yourself another reader. For those of you who still remain, today's reading will be on the topic of why did they ghost me or block me? This is more pertaining to romantic relationships that didn't really go anywhere, relationships that were in the talking stages, and then this person just ghosted you and stopped responding, or they may have even blocked you. And you just would like to know why they stopped responding to you and why they acted that way. So you have 4 piles to choose from left to right, pile 1, 2, 3, and 4. Pause the video if you need some more time to choose your pile, and I will see you in your reading. Hello, pal number 1. Welcome to your reading. So at the forefront and at the center of the reason why this person ghosted you is money, finances, and future. This person, they're coming off as a male, but of course make the energies resonate for you because this is a general reading. But he makes more money than you. He makes significantly more money than you. And he also sees himself as having bigger long-term goals than you do. Basically, your lifestyles do not match. This person, the way they view people, they sort of set people to the standards that they have for themselves, and they use that to decide how serious a person is about their life and how compatible someone is with them. So if the way that you or anyone else who they're potentially looking into as a romantic prospect, if they live their life in a way that doesn't match what they envision for themselves, they see that as not being compatible, and they may even see that as immature and lazy. So this person is very successful business wise. And because this is a general reading, if they're not successful right now, they have such big goals and they're currently working towards it. This person has an education. They may be in school right now, or they already have an education. They finished it already. And you may not have an education, a post-secondary education, or you may not be in the process of completing it. So that right away, they're seeing that as not in alignment with them. They may already have a stable job and you may not have a stable job, and they're seeing that as not in alignment with them. They may have a large savings already and you may not have, may have very little savings, and they're seeing that as not in alignment with them. They have plans in the future of traveling a lot and you don't. Or you do not have the finances to support lots of travels and lots of vacations, and they see that as not in alignment with them. So basically this is a socio-economic divide, gap, that is between the two of you, and this person is thinking long term. This person, he's coming off as emotionally mature and probably older than you. But even if he's not older than you, he could still be young, but he's ahead of his age mentally and in terms of his focus. He's focused on long-term goals. He wants a romantic partner he can build a life with, he can build maybe even a business with in the future, but just build wealth for their offsprings, for their families. And he also wants someone who's going to help fund the type of lifestyle that he wishes to have in maybe in retirement, or just later on, or even right now, what he's looking for right now, depending on his age. So and he doesn't see you as being compatible with that. So these things happen. I'm sure you're going to find someone else who's more in alignment with you, but this person sees a huge socioeconomic gap between the two of you that will not give him the future, the type of future and life partner that he's looking for. So I hope that helped you. Those are your messages. Let me know if that resonated, and I will see you in my next reading. Hello, pal number 2. Welcome to your reading. So, what is at the center of this person ghosting you is their time. They're busy. They're just simply busy. This person is probably someone who has, well, no, not probably. They do have a very demanding job, and they also have a very demanding life in general. So they have a lot of responsibilities. Definitely their job's at the forefront. For some of them, they may also have a family or a kid. But definitely it's their job for all of them, if not in addition to that, some other family responsibilities. Some of them I'm seeing like also in addition to that have to take care of an elderly parent. So basically, this person is someone who would have told you what they do for a living in like one of the first few messages you guys exchanged with each other. And this relationship is coming off as a dating app type of relationship, and but very almost exclusively a online virtual relationship, meaning that I don't really see you guys having spent a lot of time together in the physical because this person just doesn't have time. And of course, this reading was more geared towards people who are in the beginning stages of talking to someone and then they just like ghost them. So usually people would watching this, you guys would have been in the beginning stages and this wouldn't have been a relationship that was going on for a while. But specifically for this group, I'm definitely seeing that. I'm seeing this as a relationship that started off online. Like it really seems like a dating app. It could be through social media or text messaging. Maybe they got your number somehow. Maybe they asked you for your number. But I don't really see you guys have as having spent a lot of time with each other in real life. Other than maybe the one time that you guys met, if you guys met each other in person the first time and then he asked for your number. So this person, he's coming off as a male. He is very busy. He has a in-demand job. You should already know what it is. And like I said, in addition, he may even have some family business to take care of. Um, he is someone who would have a pattern already of texting you back and forth for like say 30 minutes or 60 minutes or something like that, and then going silent for several hours or maybe even a day and then responding again. So you already have this pattern of his where like you guys are texting back and forth like boom boom bam 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 bam, like one right after the other for like a set amount of time, and then he just disappears for hours. This is because for someone like him, uh, dating apps and text messages and social media are all not even secondary. They're all like at almost at the bottom of their priority list. This person has a lot of other priorities, like their job, I already said, their career, tasks and errands that they have to run, and family issues. I'm seeing something to do with family as well. And in addition, hanging out with people when they have time, hanging out with people in real life is also higher on their priority list than answering text messages, going on dating apps, and going on social media. That's like near the bottom of their list. So, this is a kind of person who doesn't really log on super often. Like, you're not the only person who this person does not respond to on time. You're not the only one. So don't feel bad about this. You're literally not the only one. Their friends are used to texting this person and having him respond like 3 hours later or more. So this is normal behavior for them. So I feel like you're probably at this reading because it's been longer than usual. Maybe in the past they would text you back, after that back and forthness that would last, I don't know, an hour, however much downtime this person had. And then there would be a gap of several hours or a day or two. I feel like now what's happening is that there is a gap that is longer than their usual gap. So say their gap is usually like a day before they come back on and message you again. Now it's been like a few days and you're thinking, oh my God, did they ghost me? No, this person's super busy right now. They may be out of town even for some sort of business trip. So if they do message you back again on the dating app, if it's a dating app and you're able to see their geolocation, if you click on their profile, you may see that they're actually in another city. Or they may tell you, hey, yeah, sorry, I'm traveling, or I'm in this city right now, when they finally get back to you. So don't worry, this person hasn't ghosted you. They're actually going to get back to you, but they're just too busy right now. And another thing I need to mention with this person is that they have a lot of healing to do as well. We have this Healer of the Ages card, and I'm seeing like they're not looking for a serious relationship, and you have to know this. I don't feel like this person would lead you on into thinking that they were looking for a serious relationship, but you may have heard that and then sort of let it go through one ear and out the other, thinking, oh, yeah, 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 like every guy says that. But I'm sure he is, once we get to know each other. I'm telling you right now, this person, he is serious. He's not looking for a serious relationship. I feel like he came out of one not that long ago, and it's still in his energy field. The girl as well, maybe his ex-wife or his ex-romantic, his ex-girlfriend, may actually still be in his life. Like maybe they have a kid together, and he's also has to deal with shared custody as well. Maybe every other weekend he has the kid or something. So he still needs to communicate with the ex. He is seriously not looking for anything serious right now, because I feel like his last relationship was long and serious. Like they were together for a good couple of years, if not longer, and it didn't work out. So he doesn't have the emotional capacity for a serious relationship right now, and he also doesn't have the time. He just doesn't have the time, even if he wanted to. He's throwing himself into his career. That's what he's focusing on right now. And you and anyone else he's talking to in a romantic nature are not at the top of his priorities. So you have to know that. I'm seeing that this person, yeah, this person's really successful in terms of finances. They appear to be like they have a house, they have a car, they have a stable employment for sure. So they're not lying about that part if they mention those things like, oh, I do this for work, and you thought it was a bit far-fetched. It wasn't far-fetched. They're not lying. Even if they gave you some big title, it's not a lie. So this person definitely has some sort of big title or some good stability that will make them a catch for many people, and I don't see them as limiting their options with regards to romantic partners. So you're not the only person they're talking to, but never fear, at least, they are taking their dearest time responding to those other people as well as you. It's not just you. Everyone they're talking to has to wait until they have time, and they have a limited amount of time that they devote to social media, text messages, and dating apps. And that's at the bottom of the priority list, like I said, and they divide that limited amount of time between everyone else that they have to respond to. You're not the only person who's demanding their attention. Even their friends will like text them, and their friends know, like, you text him, if you really want to get in touch with him, you have to call him, because he's not going to text back until like a couple hours. Like everyone just knows this. Okay, so don't worry, he's going to text you back, but don't take this relationship too seriously. It's very casual. He doesn't have the emotional capacity for a serious relationship, and he doesn't have the time. Okay, so those are your messages. I hope that helped you. Let me know if it resonated, and I will see you in my next reading. Hello, pal number 3. Welcome to your reading. So what is at the center of this person ghosting you is that they're toxic. And you should count yourself lucky that they're the one who ghosted you. Because I assure you, had this relationship continued, at some point in the future, you would have been the one to ghost, not even ghost, you would have been the one to completely block them and remove their number from your phone. This person is toxic. Okay, there is something wrong with them. I see a huge entanglement that would have ensued had you guys continued forward with a relationship, with a serious relationship. I'm seeing some financial issues here with this man holding a coin in reverse. If this guy told you, and I'm calling him a guy because we have man holding a coin in reverse, but make the energies resonate for you, this is a general reading. And we also have King of Cups here in reverse. So if this guy told you that he makes a lot of money, or he has some really good job, or he has a big savings, or he has a house or something like that. I feel like he's lying through his teeth. We have this deceit card here next to the magician in the mirror. That's not a good combination, especially with any type of person here in reverse. This is a Ugh, this person is someone who lies like there is no tomorrow. He is just pulling a wool over your eyes. Do not trust him at all. I don't. Oh my God. Even if he says, oh, I live in a certain place, he may not even live there. I mean, this is a general reading, so it's going to vary how bad this actually is for each of you. This could range just from something smaller lies, which are still, it's still going to be bad for this group, to like huge lies, like ridiculous, like someone who is messaging you from jail and has no, or someone who's totally catfishing you with like a fake photo. It could range anywhere on the spectrum. But I'm going to take a moderate approach here and say that, and also, with what I'm seeing, it seems to be something to do with his finances and his like stability, his work, his job, his house, his location where he lives. He probably doesn't have that job, or he probably is not in that position. Like if he said, oh, I work for this company and I'm in this position, I'm seeing like he's probably in a lower position. And if you were, for example, to walk into his work and ask to speak with him, the manager would be like, or maybe he said he was the manager at some place, and if you were to walk in there, and you asked to speak to the manager, he would not walk out. It would be someone else, even though he's on shift. He can't say, oh, I wasn't working that day. Like he would be working there. It would be his shift. And were you to walk into the store, the company, ask for the manager, for example, it would be someone totally different who would walk out, and he would be like lower down on the pecking order. Like I'm seeing a lot of illusion here. This person is emotionally unstable with this King of Cups in reverse. They like to come off as someone who has their shit together, but they don't. We have also this renewal card, which is Judgment in reverse. They like to come off like they're living their purpose, like they're living their best life, like they have so many friends and they're always going out, or not necessarily always going out, because it's going to depend on this person's personality and what they think can impress you. For some people watching this group, they may say like, oh yeah, I'm going out with my friends, we're going here to like this, this really nice restaurant, this really nice place, and they're really just sitting at home, or they're going to some like cheap bar or something like that. And others of you, if what will impress you is someone who's just always working all the time, then they may tell you, oh yeah, I'm at work, I'm doing overtime or something like that, and they're just really not. Or they are doing overtime, but like I said, they're not making anywhere near as much as they claim they're making. They're not in the position they claim they're in. It's just a bunch of lies. So had you gone into a relationship with this person, I'm seeing like money issues that would have ensued. Like maybe this person would have ended up moving in with you, because this is the type of person who can lie like no tomorrow. They can say, oh, my car just got, or my car is in the shop, can I borrow your car? And their car is just always in the shop, or their car is in the shop for like months, which is not normal. And they say, oh yeah, they're backed up, they can't get to my car yet. And you would say something like, well, why don't you go to another shop? Why don't you go to my mechanic? And they'll say, no, I trust these guys, I always go to them. And like they'll just make up some crap, but like meanwhile they don't even have a car, or meanwhile just the car is totaled and they don't have the money to fix it, and they're not telling you that, and they may ask, oh, can I borrow your car? Like these are the things I'm seeing that would happen if you actually entered into a relationship with this person. They may even ask to come stay with you. They may ask to borrow some money, say, oh yeah, they messed up my check at work, I don't know what's going on, but let me just like borrow like this much, I'll give it back. Or let me just borrow your credit card because I don't really have a credit card. And they'll just make up something like, I don't have a credit card because I like to do everything with cash, but this place, in order to get the lease for this car, or whatever, they just really need a deposit on a credit card and they won't take my debit. Like, can I just borrow your credit? And it's like they'll take forever to pay you back, even though they claim that they have the money or something, or that they're getting the money next week or they're getting paid next week. And then when you guys go out to eat in restaurants, they'll be like, "Oh yeah, I forgot my wallet. Do you mind handling this one? I got you next time," or something like that. It's just nonsense with this person. We have this this person may even spend a lot of time gambling as well. They may work in a bar actually. For some of them, they may also work at a casino. They may work. Where am I seeing? Yeah, I'm seeing a bar, casino. I'm seeing even a mechanic shop, or something that requires them to use their hands, like maybe a warehouse as well. I'm seeing them working a lot with their hands. And they may even say, like, for example, if they work at a bar or they work in a restaurant, they may say, "Oh yeah, I co-own it," or something like that, or "I'm the manager there," or something. And they're really not. They're not. And they may say, "Yeah, I still work the bar even though I'm the manager, because I love working the bar," or "I still bust tables even though I'm the manager," like, and they'll say something like, managers who don't bust tables because they think they're above that, like, I'm not that type of person. Like, when we're short a hand, or why hire a busboy when I could just do it and we could save that money. But in real life, he's actually the busboy. He's just worked there for a long time. Like, he doesn't manage or own anything. Like, this is really coming out strongly. Like, just don't believe any nonsense this person tells you. So I'm going to end this reading here. Just be glad that this person blocked you, and be glad that they ghosted you for whatever reason. I think you were starting to get you're starting to get onto their nonsense. I think that's why they blocked you. Now I'm starting to see why, because before it seemed like I was just seeing like why it was a good thing that they blocked you, but now I'm starting to see why. You were starting to get onto them. They couldn't, you were a little bit too smart for them. Basically, people like this, they go after the easy targets, the easier fish. You were a little bit too smart. You had a little bit too strong of an intuition for them than they were used to, and they were pulling your leg for a little while. But at some point, you start to ask them questions, and you start to poke around a little too much, and and that was making them nervous. It was making them nervous. So you made them nervous. This is what happened. You made them nervous. I'm seeing it here. They start to think, "Oh, I can't really keep it up with this girl. She's a little bit too smart, a little bit too intuitive. She's asking too many questions," and they're moving on to someone else who's a better target. They were assessing you to see how easy of a target you are. This person's coming off strongly as a narcissist. They were assessing to see how strong of a target you were. And you may have taken them, I don't know how long you guys were talking, maybe a couple of weeks even, like several weeks, maybe a bit more. But they realized that it wasn't really going to work with you. They couldn't keep it up with you that much. Like, you were probably saying things like, "Oh, I'll come pick you up after work." That's another thing. They may be asking you for like rides and stuff. "Oh, my car is in the shop. Can you give me a ride here?" or something like that. Like, nonsense. And like, you may have said, "Oh, like, I'll come pick you up at work," or "Let's go someplace," or "Let's meet at your work," or "Let's meet at this time." And they would give you excuses of, "Oh, no, 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 don't come here," or something like that. And you thought it was just like so weird that they didn't want you to show up at work. Like, you weren't even going to go inside. You were just going to wait for them outside. But like, had you seen them in their uniform, coming out or something like that, or something, or had you seen them coming out of the workers' door as opposed to the door that are for the people who work in the offices, like say it's a factory, and then there's the workers' door who go through the factory, and then the people who work in the offices go through another door, you would see them come out of the wrong door or something like that. So yeah, I'm just gonna leave it there. So be happy that they realized you were too smart for them, and you be happy that you were too smart for them, and be happy that this didn't go on longer than it could have, because this would have been a big entanglement involving finances. Like, I see this person ask, like, some of you guys seem too smart for this, but like, had they been able to pull your leg longer, I see, even like, I'm sure they have ex-girlfriends or ex-boyfriends who have paid for things for them, like paid for car loans, what is it called, like leased cars for them under their name, or bought a car for them under their name, like the ex's name, or got cell phone contracts for them under their name, because maybe their what's it called, their credit was bad, and they made up some excuse. So my credit's bad because of this. Like, it's not really my fault. Like, I paid my stuff or something like that. Or I need a co-signer. Like, I'm sure they have exes who have co-signed or who have their names on stuff, and this person still owes them money. That would have been you had you not been smart enough, and had you not been lucky enough for this person to think you were as smart as you, to know that you're as smart as you are, or to at least think you are smarter than you actually are. So just sigh some breath of relief that they decided that you were too strong of a fish to try to reel in onto the boat. Okay, so those are your messages. I hope that resonated. Let me know if it did, and I will see you in my next reading. Hello, pal number 4. Welcome to your reading. So what is at the forefront of this person ghosting you is, it appears to be some sort of social or age gap between the two of you. There is some sort of difference that this person can't really overlook. Now I'm trying to pinpoint what it is. I did cast another vampire card, and I got Burnt by the Sun, Ambition, Extension, Reach. You appear to be more successful than this person, and or older. I think that you're either older, or you're more successful, or more stable, or looking for something more stable than this person is able to offer you. This person is not ready to settle down. They're coming off rather immature. They're coming off younger than you. If not in age, it definitely seems like age, but if it's not age, it's definitely mentality. Mentality wise, they are much younger than you, and they see you as being much more mature than them, have your life more together than them, and also there might be a huge age gap, so they see you as being much older than them. They're coming off as like okay, let's not say that, but okay, so we have this here. This row is actually rather interesting, because we have every suit in with we have every suit available, and each of them are in a court card. So we have the King of Wands here, we have the Page of Swords, we have the Page of Pentacles in reverse, and we have the Page of Cups in reverse. So like this person, and then here we have the Five of Swords. This person's coming off as someone who sleeps around a lot, and is not through with partying and seeing different people and that sort of thing, and having a lot of friends and going out often, and that sort of stuff. You seem to be more like, it seems like you've outgrown that lifestyle. I don't see you participating in that lifestyle. You're looking forward towards the future. You want something more stable. This person just wants to know where they're getting their next, like where they're getting their next hit in terms of coitus. They just want they're very short-sighted. They're not thinking about long-term commitment. I think I think you guys may have did it. You guys were intimate, and that was essentially what this person wanted. They got what they wanted, and now if you feel like they ghosted you, it's because they're busy texting another girl or another boy to get it in with. So that's what they wanted. This person's very busy talking to other people, for sure. With all of these court cards here, they're definitely busy talking to other people. That's why they ghosted you. They're taking this whole dating thing rather casually. You may have met them on some sort of dating site. This is very indicative of a very particular dating site, which I'm not going to name, but I mean, come on. And well, I don't know, actually, why wouldn't I name it? It's Tinder. It sounds like you met them on Tinder. I guess I didn't want to make Tinder feel bad, but I mean, like, come on. And this person comes off like they're in college. If they're not in college, they just have a college mentality. They haven't grown up yet. I don't care how old this person is, but they're really coming off like college age. But I don't care how old this person is, they have a college age mentality, especially if they're a boy. This is not someone who commits long term, and you're coming off as being much more mature. You don't have time for these games, and even though you may like to have fun, this person's on another level than you in terms of the amount of distractions they can indulge in and be content with. You, after a certain amount of going out and partying and seeing different people, after that you need to just regenerate and chill out. This person like never needs to chill out. They're like always on the go. Like I feel like every weekend they're out doing something. Like I know, of course this reading is timeless, but if it's still during like COVID times and lockdowns, maybe they can't go out as much as they want to. But I feel like as much as they can, as much as they are permitted to, they go out often. They have a lot of friends. And I was just kind of playing with the deck in my hands, and a card slipped out. It's this nightmare card, psychic protection, shield, bad dreams. This person would have been a nightmare for you. I feel like you were saved from a nightmare. Uh, and it's a different kind of nightmare than like there was another pile that also seemed like the group watching it was saved by the other person blocking them. And this is similar. You two were saved by this person ghosting you or blocking you. However, it's not coming off. The other one was more toxic in like a, how do I say this? This person is not, they are toxic, but it's in a different way. You may have been drawn to two pals. I'm not going to tell you which one it was, but you may have been drawn to two pals. And this is why, essentially. But this person's energy is a bit different because they're coming off much more immature and much more just not ready for commitment. They're really coming off like early 20s. And they do not believe in monogamy. I'm gonna cast some more cards just for this group. I haven't done that with other groups, but this group. Okay, let's get more information. Pile 4. Do you see this? We have caring connections in reverse, indecision in reverse. This person is incapable of making up their mind. They're incapable. Are they an air sign? This person's either a Gemini, Libra, or an Aquarius. I have a hard time believing they're anything else. They may be a water. No. What can they? I'm seeing a little bit of water, but not a lot. Not a lot of water. Definitely an air sign. This person has to be an air sign. They can't make up their mind. This person's a child. They're a child. I don't care how old they are. I really don't care. They're a child. Let's keep going. Let's get some more cards. They can't make up their mind. They cannot commit to one person. I wouldn't be surprised if this person was bisexual. Because I don't even think they can commit to one gender even. Blossoming abundance. Whew. Hostilities. Yeah, they can't. No. This person's annoying me. Let's see what else we have. Oh my gosh. Action in reverse. All tied up. And patience. You are much more patient than this person. This relationship would have gone absolutely nowhere. Absolutely nowhere. Had this person not ghosted you. Don't be surprised if this person texts you back in a couple of months and says, "What up?" or says, "Sup." Like this person doesn't have an extensive vocabulary. They're going to mess when they exhaust their coitus options. Don't be surprised if in a month or two or however long they just message you one word, sup. Why? Because they want you to come over, or they want to come over to your place. That's it. I would be surprised if this person even took you out anywhere. And if they did, they took you out one time and expected you to give it up that one time. This person's a playboy. Just leave them alone. They're immature. They're coming off very, very 21, 23, 24-year-old air sign. Let's see if I can get any final messages before I end this. Because this is coming off very similar to another pile. So trying to figure out what the difference is. This person just seems more immature than the other person. I mean, the other person was immature too. This person has no long-term goals. I did kind of get a religion card with the vampire. Empress in reverse. This person couldn't marry you even if they wanted to. Their religion forbids it. Their culture forbids it. Their religion forbids it. I'm going to say it. Because I did get that religion card with vampire. It was underneath the deck. And we have this wise counselor, which is the Hierophant card with the Two of Wands here, the Empress in reverse. They can never wife you. The religion might prohibit it. Maybe, or the culture or their parents would never approve anyways, even if they were interested, which I don't think they are. Playboy. What they see you as is an obstacle to, not an obstacle, but what is it called? Like something to triumph over. This is very typical, like male energy. Like I have a hard time believing this is a female you're inquiring about. Very, very, like you can't get any more typical masculine energy than this. You're just something to triumph, and once they got it, they moved on to someone else. They may text you back. I have a hard time believing this person completely ghosted you, but they're probably going to text you back in a couple months or several weeks saying sup, because they just want, here you go, Three of Swords, because they just want it. All right, so I'm going to leave it there. Just forget about this person. You really may have been drawn to two piles and couldn't decide between the two of you, but between the two of them. They're very, very similar, so I'm not sure. It's kind of buggy me because I feel like there should be some, unless I'm forgetting something that I said in that other pile that differentiates the two of them. I mean, this person, I can think of a few things, but okay, so I'm coming back in a little bit later after I finished this pile to mention that I figured out what is different between this guy and the guy from the previous pile that this pile was reminding me of. This guy is not broke. The one from the other pile was broke and a big liar. He was a huge liar. This guy, I don't think he lies that much. Like he's a bit deceiving. He is. But when it comes down to it, he's not a pathological liar. It's just that he's trying to juggle a bunch of different women and this lifestyle as much as he can, as best as he can, without having them cross paths and without having it get back to his family. So he has money, or he has a decent head on his shoulders. He's just, his hormones are crazy and he's not interested in anything stable. But he's not a pathological liar like the guy in the other pile, and he has more of his shit together than the guy in the other pile. He's not going to ask you to borrow money like the guy in the other pile, okay? So that's really the main difference. So let's get back to the reading. So I'm casting some more cards from a vampire because I'm trying to figure out what is really different about this person, like other than just a few little differences that I can see between this one and the other pile. Underneath the deck we have nobility. Is this person, I think this person may come from a rather wealthy family, or like an upper middle class family. I think they're currently in college. Most likely this person's in college right now, or university. They're currently in college or university, and yeah, you may go to the same school as them. Their parents expect them to succeed. Their parents expect them to finish their education, which they're going to do. This person is not a complete idiot. They're starting to become more multidimensional now. They're not a complete idiot. They they can be responsible. We have jealousy, we have hunter. They can be responsible when they want to be. This is someone whose mother would have no idea that they were sleeping with like a different girl every other day. Like they are so different when they're around their family. It's insane. And I feel like they have some sort of family obligations, and it may be religion, culture, also family status. They're expected to marry someone who finished school, who has maybe a good job or comes from a good family herself. So he wouldn't, I mean, I sorry to make you feel bad, but he would never be able to marry you. There's something about you that his parents would not approve of. It could be your race, you're from a different culture, it could be you're from a different religious background. Maybe he's only permitted to marry someone from the same religion. Maybe he's only permitted to marry someone from a socio-economic class. I feel like he gets an allowance from his parents, or his parents are at least paying for his schooling, even if he has a part-time job just to pay for. But didn't we get this card? Or was that for another deck? Didn't we get this card for your pile? I can't remember. I got this for some pile. And anyways, so I feel like that's pretty much it. He You were just someone to conquer. This reading's getting a bit long now, much longer than the other one, so I'm going to end it soon. But you were just someone to conquer. You were just one person on a list of people to sleep with. I would be surprised if you never slept with him. And if you never slept with him and he ghosted you, it's because you were taking too long to actually do that. And he lost interest. That's what happened. You were just taking too long, too many excuses. Maybe every time you guys were supposed to meet up, you were always busy working, or you're always busy studying or something, or there was always an excuse. And if you guys were never able to meet up, at some point he just like lost interest because he has like these other girls who live closer nearby, or who are not working as much or not studying as much, and they just have more free time, and it's much easier to like just bang them. And yeah, but I don't be surprised if this guy calls you back or texts you back in several weeks saying what's up. I promise you he doesn't want anything more than just a hookup. He can never take you home to his parents. This person's a complete different person in front of his parents. He like combs his hair when he's in front of he has to go in front of his parents. He wears proper clothing when he has to go in front of his parents. He speaks properly. He's much more calm. But like when he's not around them, when he's on campus and stuff, I see him as like going to like big parties and drinking a lot. His parents wouldn't approve of his behavior. He has to keep his behavior a secret. They wouldn't approve of his behavior and all of his extracurricular activities, if you know what I mean. And the last card that fell out was Call of the Night, Daring Adventure, Excitement. Yeah, he's a playboy. He likes to party. So I'll leave it at that. Those are your messages. I hope that resonated. Let me know, and I will see you in my next reading.